While a reporter was filming Jimin, something unexpected happened that would reveal the true nature of Jungkook and Taehyung. The reporter, focused on her work, didn't notice the wall in front of her and bumped into it. She hurt herself slightly and looked confused by the unexpected impact. Although Jimin was nearby, he didn't do anything to help her at that moment. It was then that Jungkook, who was a few steps away, saw what had happened and immediately ran to her to take the camera she was still holding. Jungkook is known for always thinking of others before himself. His heart is so big it seems to have no end when it comes to caring for people. Although he is a very famous star, he never forgets that we are all human and need help sometimes. He doesn't think twice before extending a helping hand to someone in need, no matter who that person is. This is one of the reasons why so many people admire and love him so much, because he displays qualities that not everyone possesses these days. Their character teaches us that being kind and empathetic is incredibly valuable. We are so fortunate to be able to follow and love two amazing men like Jungkook and Taehyung. They are two very special souls who always think of others. Everything I've said about Jungkook is also true for Taehyung, because they both share those same qualities that make them unique. Taehyung is always attentive to what's happening around him, especially when it comes to the people he cares about. It's as if he has a sixth sense for knowing when someone needs help, and he's always willing to give it without expecting anything in return. At that moment, Taehyung demonstrated once again why he is so special. He was just a step behind Jungkook, and as soon as he saw him run toward the reporter, he also moved closer to keep an eye on things. Taehyung stayed close to Jungkook not because he didn't trust him, but because he wanted to be there in case he needed help. This way of acting shows how much they care for each other, without needing to say a word. They know how to read each other's actions and gestures, and they respond in a coordinated way without having planned it. The communication between Jungkook and Taehyung is truly special. They don't need to speak to understand each other, they simply look at each other and know what the other is thinking or feeling. This connection is very rare to find and is one of the things that makes them so admired by many people. They are two precious men not only for their appearance but also for their pure hearts and their capacity to love without limits. They seem destined to be together and to take care of each other, as if the universe wanted their paths to cross to form this strong bond. Jungkook and Taehyung are young, but they act with a wisdom that many adults lack. Every day they teach us important lessons about how to treat others with respect and consideration. Their relationship inspires us to be better people and to value the bonds we create with those around us. Being proud of them is natural because they demonstrate with their actions that love and kindness can change the world. As fans of Taekook, we feel blessed to be able to witness this story of love and friendship that is built day by day before our eyes. Taehyung and Jungkook showcased their special connection when they traveled together to Dubai. The group departed from Incheon International Airport on the afternoon of the 2nd to film a program in another country. Jungkook enlivened the moment by holding the reporter's camera and taking a selfie with Taehyung. The images captured not only their handsome faces but also the natural way they interacted. That day, it became clear that there is a special connection between the two, evidenced simply in how they behave together. The chemistry between Taehyung and Jungkook was apparent in every gesture and glance they exchanged at the airport. When Jungkook picked up the camera to record, Taehyung spontaneously moved closer, displaying comfortable proximity. Those who saw the images noticed how genuinely they both smiled when together, demonstrating mutual trust. This special connection is something many have observed on other occasions when they appear in public. What we saw at the airport was just another example of the relationship that is always present between them. BTS will release their fifth album, TAEHYUNG, on March 20th. The album, which contains 14 songs, showcases the group's identity and explores universal feelings like deep love. In BTS's music, the special connections between the members, especially between Taehyung and Jungkook, are often noticeable. The songs express emotions that anyone can feel, and this ability to communicate feelings is also evident in the way they interact with each other. The album will reinforce everything the group stands for, including those relationships that fans value so much. What we saw at the airport was proof that Taehyung and Jungkook's relationship is real and authentic. Even in a public place with many people around, they continue to act naturally. Jungkook and Taehyung always look for opportunities to be together, regardless of what others might say. Their connection is evident in the way they look at each other, the way they smile, and how they support one another without needing many words. Those who observe this interaction can easily see that there's a special affection between them that goes beyond simple friendship. The gestures Taehyung and Jungkook shared at the airport made it clear that their relationship is genuine and not something fake. As they walked together, their bodies moved in harmony, as if they were invisibly connected. Every time they looked at each other, their smiles grew wider, showing the joy they feel in being together. These small actions demonstrate how strong their bond is, something that cannot be simulated or faked. People who have followed BTS for a while know that this connection has always existed and becomes more evident with each passing day. The love between Taehyung and Jungkook continues to grow day by day, as we could see in that simple moment at the airport. Although some may not want to see it, the reality is that their relationship is becoming stronger and more visible to everyone. What they teach us is that true connections don't need grand gestures to prove their existence. Simply observing how they interact in everyday moments is enough to understand the depth of their relationship. Over time, Taehyung and Jungkook will continue to show us that special love that characterizes them, regardless of where they are or who is watching. The way Taehyung and Jungkook interact with each other is special, and everyone can see it. No one tells them to act this way, it's simply natural for them. When they look at each other, when they smile, or when they search for each other in a crowd, it all feels genuine. It's not something they do to seem important, it's simply how they are with each other. This connection is different because Jungkook doesn't act this way with other people, nor does Taehyung show this side of himself to anyone else. Taekook represents a love that can be seen and felt, something that inspires all of us who follow them. The love between Taehyung and Jungkook grows stronger every day, as we saw in that moment at the airport. Although some people may not want to accept it, their relationship is becoming increasingly evident to everyone. What they teach us is that true affection doesn't need grand gestures to prove its existence. Just by seeing how they are together in the ordinary moments of the day, we can understand the depth of their relationship. They don't need to shout it from the rooftops, their actions say it all. It's a love built on small, everyday details that mean so much. If you observe closely, you'll notice how they reach out to each other without speaking, how every little gesture seems made with the other in mind. This makes every broadcast, every shared moment, every simple interaction feel unique and special. There's no one else who makes them feel this way, no one who understands them in that particular way. It's something simple, direct, and easy to see for anyone who truly wants to observe without prejudice. Their connection is like a language only the two of them understand perfectly, a language made of glances and subtle gestures. When Jungkook approaches Taehyung and straightens the collar of his jacket at the airport, that gesture speaks volumes. The way Taehyung smiles after Jungkook finishes his sentence when he stumbles over his words is another example of their connection. These actions aren't planned, they simply happen because they feel comfortable with each other. During their broadcasts, these small interactions are noticeable, demonstrating how close they are. They don't need big hugs or public declarations for everyone to see how special their relationship is. What makes Taehyung different with Jungkook is that he shows a softer, more tender side that he doesn't usually show to others. And Jungkook, who can be shy with strangers, opens up completely with Taehyung. Between them, there's a space where they can be themselves without worrying about what others think. In an interview, Jungkook mentioned that Taehyung is the first person he calls when he feels sad, not because he offers solutions, but because his presence makes him feel better. These confessions demonstrate how important they are to each other. What Taehyung and Jungkook's relationship teaches us most is that true connections don't need to be constantly demonstrated. Their story shows us that real affection lies in the small details, in how they take care of each other when they're tired, how they celebrate each other's achievements as if they were their own, and how they silently support each other when words fail. This relationship is special not because it's perfect, but because it's real and authentic. In a world where relationships are often superficial, they remind us that true love exists in the simple gestures of everyday life.